Killing Flats was a good game for the Protoss. The first game ended in his favor. On Daybreak, the Zerg starts to the bottom left of the map. Down one game, he needs a win. He is.
CJN 투스 에퍼트.
Effort. He's always got that picture on his iPad in the background.
Top right, his opponent. Starting for Team MVP with a lead. Now on a very traditional map for PvZ. Can he do it again? It is.
MVP Luo.
No scout. Drops the pylon at natural. Will likely go Nexus first very quickly. He could also go for the Forge and then scout on that, but that's much less common. He's probably just getting the extra minerals here to go for the Nexus.
The scouting pattern on this map is really important, but I feel that, again, Lure does not have the exposure that players like Parting have, so you don't really you might prepare a build, but you don't really prepare for a certain scouting pattern. Against a player like Parting, who has played so many televised matches on this map in the past few weeks, you can always just have a look at these games and be like, okay, if he plays the same style again, he's gonna scout at this time, he's gonna scout up to here. We've seen this done. Lenok knew exactly that Parting didn't send out a probe scout through the entire game, that he only walked to the first Zalnaga watchtower, which is why Lenok in the Blizzard Cup suddenly got cheeky as hell, builds a double hatchery before he goes into a spawning pool, something that in a normal matchup is suicide against Protoss, but he does it, and he does it very well. Against Lure, you can't really do that, because you don't know how he scouts, and you can't really rely on 1 or 2 VODs, so Lure gets away with a no scout, and is not getting punished by effort.
Yeah, so he gets his next up faster. And he's up a game in this series, so if something crazy happened, which Effort has not been known to go for early pools in this matchup, if he had, then he lost the game because of it, he would still be okay. He's going into a third game, he's up in the series. So I like this choice. Getting this extra edge out on the Nexus is so important in this matchup. It's really undervalued, I feel, because then now he can go double gas as natural, for example, again, if he wants to, if he can get the Overlord out. In this case, this is a map where the Overlord can just see no matter what, but on the last map, things like this really add up.
Effort now into the third, which we see now. The thing is, for him, scouting what's going on, he realizes, well, with what you just did, I have to make up for that somehow. I'm going into a third base very early. My question is rather, what is going to be his next step? He likes to go into the Infestors, we also saw it on the first map, but might really change it up. He could go into a Mutalisk play here. It's common on this map to go into a very strong Mutalisk composition. Infestors are of course your safer choice, it's the normal choice, but Mutalisk play has become so much more popular, especially since a lot of Zerg players are trying it out in Heart of the Swarm with the faster Mutalisk and the regeneration, so it has become a little bit of a revival in Wings of Liberty too.
Mutalisks are crazy in Heart of the Swarm right now. I just wanted to point that out.
I think they're a little bit slow, they could be fast.
Well, they could be faster, but I'm not sure if that would be balanced.
Well, that was kind of an obvious troll, so if Mutalisk would be faster, I would certainly enjoy myself quite a lot on the ladder, but I'm not quite sure if that would really be the best move.
Yeah. We have the third and fourth gases shown to Effort by Lure in this map, and he's really got the gases in his main this time, and Effort doesn't know if he has those in the main or not, but since he's been able to, if he pays attention and knows the timing, he can know that, okay, all 4th gases are taken. In response, he takes his own gases at home. But he knows this is going to be a tech-oriented build where he's got a lot of extra gas banked up, probably not going to be a timing attack.
What we see right now is also... yeah, and as I say, legend moves. Okay. Yeah, sorry. That happens sometimes when I try to look something up and then that second legend jumps on the map and our screen vanishes. But yeah, coming back into what we currently see as the build, we have now the robotics bay being built for Lure. He decided to go into the +1 attack upgrade first, and for Effort it means just droning up at this point. Goes into a lot of drones, didn't even really connect his base and his natural and his third with creep. That's something that he's working on right now in case there's a Stargate opening, which is not the case here. And also the lair take now before the 7-minute mark.
Yeah, it's important to have that creep connected no matter what you're facing so that your roaches can get over there, your queens can get over there. Very important choice. In this matchup, you don't see Zerg players really spread their creep too far forward because it's so easy for the Protoss to deny that. But keeping it between your 3 bases and, of course, eventually to your 4th base is quite critical. So double tech here, Robotics and Twilight Council with the 2nd Forge. So he's really liking this double Forge build that we've seen already in game number 1. This allows his upgrades to be so much stronger when he goes for that timing attack before Broods.
Well, with what we have right now, I actually think that we will see a 3rd base for him once again. With the Twilight Council now, Blink is going to be started, he's going to go into the 3rd base and then trying to defend it. The question, of course, will remain if Effort tries to punish him for a 3rd or not. Has become less common for a Zerg player to succeed with attacks at the 3rd base. Protoss really figured out how to defend it. Having a few Immortals here and having the Blink upgrade is helping them a lot. But for Effort, we have something which is really, really interesting here. He's going into the Hydra Den and getting 3 additional Spore Crawlers too.
Yeah, the Hydralisk Den it's always unique to see what players do with that. This, unfortunately for this Observer, is going to fly right into a Spore and it will die.
You know,
no information there.
The Hydralisk, that's something that we've seen live use against Stefano. Parting, of course. Stefano, we will see him later on. But yeah, we've seen this being used, and if you don't have Colossi, Hydras are very, very strong. You just can just walk them across the map, and you just have to make sure that there are no Colossi in the game. And from what we've seen, Lua has no chance to get them out of time.
Yeah, this is not going to be a situation where you can defend with Colossi. He's going to need to make a lot of cannons, and if he still wants to be persistent taking his 3rd base right now, this is going to become very problematic because Effort looks like he wants to commit to Hydras here. Plus, he has delayed the 3rd. He's forced a lot of that force energy down. The hallucination upgrade is a long way away, so it's going to be a while before he figures out what's going on.
It's really interesting that he goes for the hallucination upgrade now because he wants... I'm actually not sure if that's for scouting purposes, because he has an observer on the map. He's getting the 2nd observer. So, do you really get the hallucination upgrade because you want to hallucinate Phoenixes, or do you try to be a little bit cheeky and hallucinate a few Colossi later on if need be? But he didn't really identify that there are Hydralisks, so there is not really a reason to go for that. I feel it's really just for scouting reasons.
Yeah, he's definitely going to use it for the Phoenixes. He lost his observer in the main, and that's a kind of a panic moment as for us.
Yeah, but he still has 2.
Yeah, but they're just keeping map vision. He doesn't use them to scout. Now he gets his first glimpse of the lair, and still no idea about the Hydralisk Den. In fact, he missed the Hydras going across the map with his Phoenix. He's now going to see for the very first time the Hydralisk Den and the Spire. But he doesn't have any Colossi. He's going to have perfect force fields here. He's making 2 cannons. Those are going to be a little bit helpful.
I think he has to abandon this 3rd base. I don't think he can hold that.
He's going to have to cancel it right now if he wants to cancel it. You know, there's not a lot of Blinks with this army just yet, but here they come.
That's a lot of DPS though. The Hydralisks have the +1 attack upgrade. They have range, and they're going at it.
Useful here. But the force fields are excellent, and the Hydras now slow off creep, are struggling a little bit.
Yeah, and here we go. 38 additional Zerglings are being built. A lot of the force fields are gone, but I have to say that the defense by Lua is a lot better than expected it to be. Effort doesn't have all those Zerglings present. I really felt that this push, I completely misjudged this push.
Well,
I really thought he had the earlier follow-up, but he didn't.
With a worse micro from Lure, I think Effort would have crushed that army, but the force fields were perfect. They could not have been any better, and he was able to fight that army. Like you said, the links were not there yet. If he had waited, I think he could have been stronger as well, because no Colossi were coming.
These Zerglings that, oh my god, yeah, nice force field, just last second. Those Zerglings just didn't do anything, and now he goes into Mutalisks.
And you know what? Lure's not taking the bait. He's not actually switching into Colossi after he saw the Hydras. He's just going into Stalkers. He even has them in his main as if he's ready for Mutas because he's already seen the Spire. He knows that Spire is not going to be for Corruptors. He knows Mutas. Effort is making 15 Mutas at once. This is a heavy commitment, and Lure is already ready for it.
Lure is making cannons. I am really impressed by this performance that we see from him. He is preparing for this. That is a very, very nice play. He sees it with the Observer. He is completely in the know what's going on. And let's not forget about his upgrades. This guy has been chrono boosting the entire time. He's already on 2-2. He's going into +3/+3. And the upgrades of his opponent in comparison are pathetic. He doesn't even have a single armor upgrade. He has +1 attack. That's all that Effort has at this point. If Lure gets 3-3 out, he will have such a massive lead that the next battle is just going to be that's going to be I don't know.
Is he really going to try to attack with the Mutas together with the Hydras? This is, you know, in a normal circumstance, not a good idea, but in this case with no Colossi, this might just work. Oh, this is really awkward the way he's engaging here. He sends the units to the third base, but there's a lot of cannons there.
Let's not forget that there are a lot of Stalkers in the main base, and they're trying to move in right now. He has to be careful, but at the third base, the Hydralisk won't stand a chance against all those Stalkers if they're not supported by Zerglings, and there are no Zerglings.
Lure has to split his units really well here. He has to run the probes. He's running back into the Lings for a second.
That is a little bit ambitious. The probes, I feel, cannot deal with the Zerglings just yet.
Yeah, he pulls them away immediately after.
He's like, oops.
This is actually really smart. He's splitting his units up. He knows there's not enough units to defend this base in the middle of the map, and there can't be any spine crawlers at this point in time. So he moves forward here. He has enough units to defend against the mutas at home. This is really smart by Lure. I haven't been this impressed by a Protoss versus Zerg in a long time.
Lure is going for a nice blink here, blinking away from the threat and trying to deal with the Mutalisks first, but here comes the Swarm. Effort has a lot, and Lure is forced to retreat a little bit. The Zerglings are still dealing with the force field.
The Warp Prism goes down, but still, he has a lot of reinforcing Stalkers here, and they're about to blink in and do some damage.
That's way too much for Lure for Effort to handle.
Yeah, he can't fight this anymore.
Both the upgrades are nearly done.
Yeah,
plus
they are
3
gonna
attack will in a second be completed. There it is.
He's going to be able to fight at this little choke point for quite some time. Every time the Lings come in, he'll just fall back into the choke point with his Blink Micro and then deny the surface area.
This is so impressive by Lure.
I am really impressed by this play. This guy is going places for sure.
I feel that Effort's first attack was a little bit weaker than he should have been because he didn't wait for the Zerglings, but still, that was such a great defense, and his force fields, as you pointed out, were great, and now he's in a position where he can blink forward aggressively. He takes the fight, and he takes the Mutalisk and the Hydras down.
The upgrades are insane here. The +2 is not done for the Lings just yet, but the Stalkers, they are ready. They're chasing down Hydras. When you see a Blink Stalker army blink onto Hydras and Zerglings, that's when you know the Protoss is ahead and that the Zerg is in trouble. Lure is going to take a 2-0 here very impressively. This seems to be his best matchup, and he's doing well with it. GG.
That was really well done by Lure. I'm quite impressed. Great performance here.
Just his
taking it with a 2-0, and now he's... This is a game where he's now up against his third Zerg opponent in a row, because the next is going to be Donghaegu.
Yeah. Donghaegu probably the toughest Zerg he'll have to face, but it is his teammate.
Exactly, and that's another, I feel, more a problem than...
yeah, in most cases, usually that tends to be the case when it's your teammate and he's better than you.
Yeah.
That's not always something that you want to face, but... You know, his decision-making after seeing the Spire, a lot of people have seen that Spire and said, it's for Corruptors, he's trying to deal with my Colossi, but he's like, I'm not even going to make a single one. I'm just going to go into Stalkers, make those cannons, and then just his defense, his splitting of his units was impressive.
Who do you think he trained with for not only this game, but also for the match against Jaedong? I mean, in this game, I can actually see Donghaegu is saying, okay, well, you know what, I'm not going to train with you because if you win the match, then suddenly you're up against me, so...
I'd say maybe Monster, perhaps.
Monster, Sniper, yeah, but in the first round against Jaedong, I can certainly see him playing against DRG for that one.
Now, if he's playing a lot harder the Swarm right now, and he's been defending against Mutas, this probably felt pretty easy for him.
Yeah, they're a little bit slower in Wings of Liberty.
Especially the Hydras, too. The Hydras are a little bit slower in this game, too, in Wings of Liberty. So maybe he's like, yeah, I've seen it before. He's like, no big deal.
I'm pretty sure that he focuses a lot of Wings of Liberty and doesn't play too much out of the Swarm. That looked really convincing. I'm quite surprised that he took down Effort without any problems at all. Effort has been doing very well in Pro League, but against Lure, no chance. We are heading into the next game, though, and I'm excited for match number 3 today. It's going to be Nestea versus Alive. A great game. Make sure to not miss it. We're heading into a 5-minute break, and when we are back, then we have a Zerg versus Terran coming up.